I definitely might sound sleepy and might sound sick and might also sound tired because I am sleepy, I am sick, and I am tired. I'm not sick, I am tired. I am not sick, I'm kind of recovering from having a fever. Probably COVID. Who cares? Yes, on the virtual side of it, so it doesn't matter. Plus, you'll be watching this video like so many days or weeks or months later, so it's like eventually doesn't matter. So today we are recording this on 7th of July 2022. Thank you so much for joining in this one video. We are going to talk something about the collection of payments. So there are a lot of ways people collect, and one of the biggest challenges is there are a couple of challenges that people face when they are pitching or selling their products. When it comes to the one-to-one class, one of the biggest challenges, like being shy, being shy of placing this is what I charge. One challenge. Second challenge is that generally introverts is like we don't like to talk about money. Third is we are not having confidence enough. We are not confident enough to even sell the product. So there are a lot of challenges we face, and in this video we are going to talk about like four ways how can you charge your one-to-one client. Fifth one, the first will be like the free version of it. You can just sell it for free. Like this is for the free. So like you just get over a call with me and you can do it for free. So that's like one version of it. So likewise, we are going to talk about 4 different methods over here in this video. Thank you so much for joining in. Let's dive into this one topic. So thanks so much. First and foremost is this. No, we have to differentiate the whole pricing package. Now we are talking about the stacking part of it. We're not talking about how do you price it, how do you do that. 4 ways. We are going to be laser focusing on just 4 ways. What are the way 1, way 2, way 3, way 4, 5? Cool. So there are 2 ways of collecting payments. And when we establish this as a bottom line, the payment packages becomes easier for you to design. First is full payment, second is partial payment, EMIs. So when we establish, okay, do we want to collect payment full? Do we want to collect payment partially from them? When you're collecting full payment, that's a big money. When you're collecting partially, what generally happens is you need to be following up with people and stuff. What I like to do is like collect full payment upfront. Like, okay, I don't have because I have followed up with people for a very long time. I've learned lessons. That's where I kind of shifted my whole energy. Like, you either pay me the whole amount right now or probably the next month, but we are going to start the sessions from the next month, not this month. So it's like that. So either you're collecting payments full or you're collecting payments partially. That was the bottom line baseline of this one. So point number 1 is we are going to talk about the monthly package. Generally, when we are doing one-to-one sessions or one-to-one coaching calls and consultancy calls, or whatever that is, not whatever that is. I should stop saying whatever that is, stuff like that. Something even from a movie. Like don't say stuff like that. Like when you finish the statement, just finish the statement, not stuff like that. And stuff like that. So like stop saying stuff like that. Anyway, so consciously working on it from past 3 days. Anyways, the first package is the monthly package. These are my experiences that I've done. These have been experimented over a period of last not even close to 2 years, 1.5 years. Like when I'm pitching, when I'm selling my products, the first and foremost, like I'm going for a monthly package. Like I want you to be paying for a monthly package. Now in monthly package, in a monthly package comes like weekly calls, maybe, this is completely separate from your webinar based model, by the way. This is completely separate from your community based calls. That is lifetime membership. This is something completely different. This is something on a one-to-one basis, high ticket clients or low ticket clients where we want to work one-on-one, like get into a conversation with the journey itself. Monthly package where you collect the payment once. It can be for twice a call a week, once a call a week, or 10 times a call a week, whatever that is. You can calculate the whole amount and make them like this is what it costs for the whole month. Pay me upfront, no partial payments, just pay me upfront, and I'll share you the link of the calls that we are going to do. Point number 1. The point number 2 is something that I did recently. This is slightly a favor on the client because that client was kind of favoring that package. So I was like, take it. It's great, but then it's going to cost you money. So second method is you can charge people for 2 to 3 months at once. Now, when you're charging 2 to 3 months at once, what is happening? For example, if you're charging 5,000 rupees on a monthly package, so 5, 10, 15 for 3 months. Instead of that, what you can do is when someone is paying you like 15,000, if they're ready to pay you 15,000 upfront, instead of getting 5,000 a month, you're now getting you're shifted to getting 15,000 a month. So you can reduce the price to say 12,000 and 5, 10, 15. So you can reduce the price to 12,000, 12,500. In 1 month, you're able to extract the big amount. That's the reason why we kind of deduct from the big amounts. Like can slightly deduct from the big whole amount, because they are paying you the big amount at once. You can just deduct that amount, and this is psychology. You can just deduct that amount, not too much, not too less. So it has to match. It has to be a high ticket. You have to value yourself, and deduct slightly from there so that they feel happy about it. And you can take the cash, you can take the payments upfront for XYZ amount of sessions. When you are pitching or when you're selling the sessions, you need to be very clear how many sessions are we going to talk about. Are there 4 sessions? Are there 10 sessions? Are there 12 sessions? Are there 16 sessions? Whatever that is, you need to be very sure and transparent with the people so that they know exactly what they get paying for. Point number 2. Point number 3 is something that I did not did. I did this like last year back for like 300 rupees when I was testing this method out, but then this is generally the last resort for you, charging for a session. This is generally, I don't know what domain you are in, but then generally go for the monthly package. If not 2-3 months package, you can get good amount of money at once. The third one is per session. This generally I would recommend when I would do it for the people who are not comfortable, who cannot afford monthly sessions, who cannot even afford 2 3. If they cannot afford this, they can eventually afford this. The third one is when it comes to per session. Okay, you don't have to pay for the whole month. Forget about paying for 3 months. So what you can do is, before meeting on a weekly basis or before any session, you pay me first and then get over a call. So the amount is, for example, if someone is paying 5,000 rupees, the typical amount that they are going to pay for a session is going to be 1,200 rupees. Correct. So you just have to pay me before we meet. But you need to be committing that we are going to go for these many sessions. That's it can be verbal, it can be written, however that is, but that person needs to come in, because when you are expecting 5,000 rupees and if that person is like, I don't want this for 2 sessions, and they cut short for just 2,400 rupees, like 50% of sessions, doesn't make sense. So you need to be making sure that person is going to be loyal with you. One, second, that person is going to pay you before the session, because when the moment you say like you can pay me after the session, generally what happens is they kind of delete, and we need to be again going back into the mode of following up and following up. Point number 4 is, again, this is something that I just wanted to mention over here, is this is more on the lines of volume game, where you can get people into lifetime memberships, but this is not for one-to-ones. This is for group coaching calls, where you can convert people, make them a part of the community by asking them to pay for once, and then they can attend as many number of calls as you've got in the future. But this is not one-to-ones. This is typically recommended, suggested as a rule anyway, for the group coaching calls for the community, where they can just pay for once and they can attend. One-to-ones, you might get exhausted over a period of time. Never sell the one-to-ones for the lifetime. Never. If you're charging even like 6 lakh rupees, even 60 lakh rupees over a period of time, you will feel exhausted. Like, dude, this guy paid me so less with the amount of value that I'm adding over a period of time. You will get that feeling when you reach that level. But that's why we don't charge lifetime for the whole thing. So fourth point is anyway the lifetime volume game, where this is more on the lines of the volume game, where you can where people multiple, just like that. When you go from Chennai to Bangalore, for example, if you're going in your own vehicle, it's going to cost you 6,000 rupees on fuel, petrol, for example. If you are going in a bus, that's going to charge you 1,000 rupees. Why do they charge you 1,000 rupees when you're going in your own vehicle, when that's 6,000 rupees? Because here in the bus you've got like 35 more passengers who are paying 1,000 rupees, so they're eventually making more profit. But that's a volume game. Here it's one more on the list of one-to-one. Cool. That's one example. So that brings us to the conclusion of this one video. Share your comments down below what you have learned, because so that I can learn from you, other members can learn from the perspectives that I kind of missed out, or your perspective in what you have taken, what you've learned. The next video that I'm going to record is something that I had a conversation with one of my coolest friends. Now she happens to be a preschool entrepreneur, and I've got the name of the video is 5 lessons to learn from a preschool entrepreneur. So not an introvert, but then preschool entrepreneur. So we are going to talk about that 5 lessons that I've learned from her in today's conversation. We are going to learn about that in the next video. I'm going to share you that. Thank you so much. May peace and blessings be upon you and your loved friends. See you there.